a tune I was thinking that we would do is the Reconciliation. This is a tune that is played at Mario's quite a bit. And also, I happened to record it with Troy McGilvery a few years ago at a concert at the NYU Glucksman House. And it got on a YouTube video, which somehow got a lot of views. So now I often get requests for teaching this tune. So I think that's a good one to do right now. Let me just play it for you once real quick. And I can put a link up later to the sheet music for this if you do want it. So here we go. I'll play it once fast just so you can hear it in case this is one you don't know, and then we'll go forward with learning it slowly. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I like this one because it sounds really difficult, but it is not as hard as it sounds. Let me just look in the comments and make sure that you guys are telling me that everything is working okay. Great. Okay, so if you guys are hearing any other buffering while I'm coming to you, please just let me know. We can fix that. Okay, so this is a regular AABB tune. And as usual, my recommendation on how to learn a tune, especially these harder tunes, is in quarters. The reason is because usually the first and third quarters of the tune are the same as each other, and usually the fourth quarters of the A part and the B part are the same as each other. So for tunes that follow this format, you only have to learn usually like 6 of the 8 quarters, which makes it a little bit easier. And sometimes there's even more repeating than that. So let's start with this first quarter, and it starts on the A for fiddles. That's going to be the open string, obviously. And there's a lot of back and forth, which makes it nice and easy to learn, at least on the fiddle. I don't know about on the flute or other things. But here's your first little bit. We're just going to try that first little bit. It starts with a triplet, so... Sorry, my fingers are not in the picture there. Okay, so A, 2, 1, A, or A, C sharp, B, A. And then after that, you're just going to go back and forth between the E string and the A string. So. And I'm just going E, A, 1, A, E, A, 1, A. I'm going to say finger numbers here because I'm assuming most of the people here are fiddle players since we were going to have Alistair on. If anybody does not like the finger numbers or wants letters, just write in the comments and I can modify for that. Okay, so we're going to try that first part again. It's got an A followed by a little walk down followed by back and forth. Okay, so let's try that. Back and forth. Good, and the real trick is knowing how many of those back and forths to do. For now, you can just follow me. At the end of that little phrase, we're going to add a little tag ending which goes 2, 1, 2, A. Okay, or C sharp, B, C sharp, A. All right, so let's try that whole first quarter together. It goes like this. 2, 1, 2, A. And that finishes off the first quarter of the A part. Let's just try that a few times at home, and I'll speed up a little bit for people who are to that point. All right, here we go. Good, and one time a little bit faster. Ready, go. Cool, and if you're playing fiddle, just think about the amazing technique that you might be able to get if you do little circles with your hand. So when you're crossing between the strings, try to use your knuckles as essentially shock absorbers, like you were riding a bike or driving a car. You want to use your knuckles to change the string so that you're not using a ton of motion in your arm. That's a whole other topic. We're not going to get too much into that, but if you do have that ability to use your shock absorbers, that's going to help when you go much faster here. Okay, so that's the first quarter. Second quarter is almost exactly the same as usual. You're just going to change the ending of the first quarter, and that becomes the second quarter. So here's the second quarter. So you can hear that the beginning is the same. It goes to there and then stop. Don't do any more back and forth after that. So let's go ahead and try that. Stop there. Good. And then we have a longer ending this time. Obviously, we have to fill some more space because we took some of the back and forths off. So the new ending is... So this little pattern here, the fingerings are 2, 1, 2, A. And then on the D string, same thing, 2, 1, 2, A. So same fingers on each of your A and D strings. 2, 1, 2, A. 2, 1, 2, A. So that's the extended ending that goes after the back and forth on the second quarter. Let's try the second quarter together. Starts just like the first quarter. Ready, go. Stop, and then go to the ending. Good. Okay, so let's try the first and second quarters together. The first one has a lot of back and forths and a short ending. The second one has less back and forths and a long ending. So we'll go back to the beginning here. Ready, go. Long. Short. Start over. Short. Long. Okay, and we'll try it once with Matt without me interrupting you in the middle, so you can put together this whole first and second quarters. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. Good. Okay, so the good news is we just made it to the halfway point of the A part. That means we're at the third quarter, and the third quarter is the same as the first quarter. Exactly. All the notes are the same. So let's actually just go ahead and try first, second, and third quarters together. When you get to the third quarter, you just go back to the beginning and play that first quarter again. Be careful, though. Don't go into the second quarter again because we got to put an ending, a fourth quarter on it. Okay, so first, second, third. Here we go. Ready, go. Stop there. I heard somebody go on to the second quarter. Don't do that. Okay, we're going to go on to the fourth quarter here, which is new material. And this sounds really notey. When I teach it, I get really nervous because I think, how are they going to remember all those notes? But the best way to do it is to just think of it in little tiny blocks of notes, like Legos. And they're either going to be 2 or 3 notes each, and then we're just going to stick them together like Legos, glue the whole thing together. So I'm going to play the whole fourth quarter. You'll hear that it sounds pretty long. But we're going to learn these in little tiny blocks and then stick them all together. So first little block, they're all really easy. First one is A1A or ABA. Okay, easy enough. Now we're just going to start building little pairs on that. So after the A1A, we have 2-1 on the D string. Okay, so we're going to put our 2 first little blocks together. We have A1A and then 2-1. Okay, let's try that. Ready, go. Cool. Okay, we're going to add another block on. This block has, on the A string, 2, 3. or C sharp D. Okay, so think about your other blocks. We're going to try that whole section starting with A, B, A. Ready, go. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. Ready, go. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, another block. Here's your next block. On the E string, 1 E or F sharp E. Okay, add that on back to the A1A. Ready, go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1 E. Okay, this is like that game, I always forget the name of it, where you have to like remember the different patterns and the game keeps adding patterns on. It's the same sort of thing. But don't worry, we're almost done. Try it one more time. Ready, go. Okay, and then to finish it off, here's our little ending, 2, 1, 2, A. And that's it. So let's just do all together, all across the world, wherever we all are, the fourth quarter with all those little building blocks, Lego blocks there. Okay, here we go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, E, 2, 1, 2, A. Okay, and now without me singing at you, here we go. And that brings you to the end of the A section. So let's just talk through this. I don't have a silly drawing to show you. If you've been to my other live classes, I had really terrible drawings, which means that you're in luck, that you don't have to look at my crazy drawings. But let's just talk through that first, the first half of the tune. So we have the back and forth section, the long version with the short ending. Then we have the back and forth with a short version and a long ending. Okay, then we have the first quarter again. And then the fourth quarter is the building block section. Okay, we're all going to try this together. I'll count you off. We're going to go super slow. If you get off in one of the quarters, as usual, just wait for the next quarter to come around because you know what the starts of all the quarters are. So you can just jump back in once you get to the next quarter. All right, let's try the A part. Ready, go. Short, second quarter. Long, first quarter. Short, fourth quarter. There you go. And I'm doing some weird phrasing right now to help you guys learn the little blocks. Obviously, we are not going to do that when we go fast. That's just to help organize little blocks that you're learning here. Okay, let's try playing the A part 2 times through. I'm not going to give you the little directions this time. So again, if you get off, just wait for the next quarter, come back around. Same speed. Ready, go. The connector notes between the sections, if you guys were in my in a physical class here, I would ask you what you think they are. Well, I'll still ask you what they think they are. So when you get to the end of a section, you're going to look at the last note that you arrived at. Okay, it's an A. And then you want to look at the first note that you need in order to restart. That note is also an A, right? Because the whole thing starts on an A. And you got to find some way to glue those together. And this is what I call connector notes if you've been in one of my classes. They could also be called pick-up notes. But I like the idea of connecting the parts rather than picking up into one. So this is a little tricky one because we have an ending on an A and a starting on an A. Usually you want to just like make a scale or something, but you can't do that here because they're both A's. So you might think at home about how you would glue those together for a few seconds. Okay, I'm going to tell you the answer. So you're just going to do a little scale starting on the 2. So it's going to go... You're going to go 2, 1, A. There's enough time to build in that little scale that will bring you back to the A. It's not as smooth as doing like a scale between two notes here, but it works. Okay, two more times through the A part, and we're going to go faster this time. If you're not to this speed, don't worry, just sit out for a moment. This video is going to be on YouTube, so you can replay it. Okay, there we go. Ready, go. Okay, I don't have my special sound effects today. Sorry, guys. So I'm just going to have to make the sound effects for you. Okay, B parts. I'm going to play this for you as usual, as you should be doing whenever you learn a tune. Listen for those quarters, first, second, third, fourth, and see if you hear anything that is the same as other things, because that's going to save you work if you can identify those parts. All right, so here's the first quarter. Time and say first, second, third, fourth, and at home I want to hear you telling me which quarters are the same as other quarters that you might know, either in the B part or possibly in the A part. Okay, first quarter. Second quarter. Third quarter. Fourth quarter. Okay, and I think there's too much delay on the stream for me to ask you to say in the comments what you think, but hopefully you heard that the first and second quarters start the same as each other. They have different endings, but they start the same. Great, so that's less work for us to do. Third quarter is not the same as the first. Usually it is in these tunes, but it's not here. It's new. It's too bad. But the fourth quarter is the same as it was in the A part, and you already know that because we already learned it. So there's only 2.5 quarters that we have to learn here in the B part, so it should be pretty easy. Okay, let's start with that first quarter, which is new material. Okay, sounds like a lot of notes, but I want to see if we can get this because it's mostly just patterns, and the best way to learn by ear is just to think about the patterns. So if we take the first little bit, I would call this a modified arpeggio, or you could think of it like a scale that has some skips in it. Whichever way you think about it, you're going to be starting on an A, heading up your string. So just start on A and see if you can figure out those notes. And maybe try it again. And if you want to check your notes, it's A, 1, 2, E, so that was a skip, and then 3, double skip. Okay, one more time. Good, and then this next part, again, patterns. Here it is. So these are just little back and forths. The first one is 1E, 1E, and then on the A string we have 3, 2, 3, 2, and then 1A to end off with. I know you didn't come here to listen to me sing, so let's try that on the violin. 1E, 1E. Ready, go. 3, 2, 3, 2. 1A. Cool. Okay, so here's the whole A part. Sorry, the whole B part, first quarter. Listen once. Up. Okay, then the pattern. Okay, try it with me. Ready, go. And if you want to be really fancy, which I know you all are, you can add a roll to that top note, the top of the mountain, which is the 3 on the E string. You can put a little roll there. I won't talk about rolls right now because we're going to do that in a different video, but if you already know how to do rolls, go ahead and throw that roll right there. Okay, second quarter. If you think back to a few moments ago, we determined that the second quarter starts the same as the first quarter, but then it goes somewhere else. So we know this much. So let's go ahead and try that. Just the climbing up the mountain, stay at the top of the mountain. But we have a new ending here, and it goes... So I want you guys to try that at home. Again, think about patterns, or sometimes it helps if you like just try to draw the notes, which direction they're going, like up or down, kind of in your mind's eye in front of your face there, and then try to do the same pattern that you've drawn on your instrument. So I'll give you the first note, 2, 1, and then see if you can follow the rest of those notes along with my pattern here. Yeah, I tried a few times. Something in my kitchen just scared me, sorry. One more time. Great, okay, so let's try first and second quarters. We start at the bottom of the mountain, head up. Starting on A. Ready, go. Down. Head back up. And then stay up there. Okay, we're just going to do that a few times to make sure you've got it. If you have any questions as we're going, please feel free to chat. I feel like if I'm not seeing any chat messages, that means that you're all playing along, which makes me really happy. But if there's any questions or suggestions, or you want me to do something over again, slower, faster, just let me know. All right, so let's try that from the B part again. Ready, go. Second quarter, same thing. Stay up there. Okay, good. So we only have one more quarter to learn, though we have 2 more quarters, because the fourth quarter you already know it was that the Lego section. So let's just do the third quarter, and then we've got the whole thing. Now the third quarter is a little notey, but again, patterns. We're going to think about patterns here. I'll play the whole third quarter for you first. A lot of notes, but that's all we've got to do to get the whole thing. One more time, I'll play it for you. Okay, let's break it down. First little bit. So if you're thinking in patterns, you might notice there that we keep coming back to the 3 in between a walking down scale. So it goes 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, E. And those sorts of patterns are the ones to try to pick out with your ear before you start learning tunes, because it makes it much easier. So listen one more time to the pattern. 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, E. And then try it out on your own. Ready, go. Good. Okay, and then just add an extra note at the end. 2 on the A. Just to add that. Okay, here we go. Cool. Okay, now this next part is pretty scaly. Goes like this. Try that. It's just straight down the scale from 3. So 3, 2, 1, A, 1, A. One more time. Okay, now this is the only technically tricky thing that happens in this tune, the next thing here. It requires what I call a high 3, or you might know it as a G sharp on the D string. So you're going to do high 2, high 3, A. If you haven't done a high 3 before, and you have a tape, you just think about the fact that the 3 is actually going to go above your tape, and above is this way towards your face on the violin. So it's a little hard to see. There we go. So your fingers are quite far away from you. I don't have my fancy camera today, my fancy finger camera. Sorry about that. But you're going to make sure that there's a full step between your 2 and your 3. Otherwise, it will sound like you're playing Halloween music when you get to this section. So let's back up and put the Halloween section on. The other section goes like this. And just watch that high 3. Let's try it from 3 on the A, walking down. One more time. Great. Okay, so you're probably completely lost about where we are right now. Let's organize this whole thing because we actually know all the notes now. We just got to stick them together. We're going to try doing the 3rd quarter of the B part. I'm going to play you the whole thing so you can see how it all fits together, and then you guys try it at home. So just listen once. Let's do that together. It starts 3, 2, 3, 1, 3. This is the one where we keep going back to 3. Ready, go. And then the scale from 3. High 3. We're just going to do that 2 more times because that's the trickiest part of this whole thing. Ready, go. One last time, and we put this all together. Cool. Okay, so we know all the stuff. We're gonna make the building blocks happen now. Let's start in that same place we just did, and we're gonna add the 4th quarter on. You already know the 4th quarter because you did it in the A part. It's this section. The part where we did the memory game, that section is going to scoot down to this end of the B part as well. Okay, so let's start at the top of the mountain, and we're going to go all the way out to the end of the B part. Ready, go. Scale. High 3. Memory game. And that's the end of the tune. Okay, we're going to build this backwards and then work up to playing the whole tune. Let's do that one more time. We are playing the 2nd half of the B part here. Starting on 3. Ready, go. Memory game. Okay. We're going to back up now to the beginning of the B part. It was so long ago you might have forgotten how it goes, so I'm going to remind you. It's this section where you're climbing up the mountain. And down. Then you're going to climb up again. But stay up there. And that leads you to where we just started. And we got the whole thing. Okay, so let's try the B part. Climbing up and down the mountains. Ready, go. Again. Stay up there. Ending. Legos. Okay, this time, 2 times through the B part. If you are just working on the notes, great. Just keep working on the notes. If you have the notes, go ahead and try putting in those rolls. that are going to happen on the long third fingers at the tops of the mountains. Da-da-da-da-dum. When you get up to the top, those were not actually the notes. Sorry. When you get up to the top of the mountain, that's where your rolls are going to be. Okay, 2 times through the B, just a smidge faster. Ready, go. Ending. Same connectors. And if you want to be fancy again, which I know you guys all want to be, just like me, you can add the double stop at the end. Okay? It's not actually that fancy. It's just a 1 on the D string plus your open A string to end it off. Oh, and one other cool thing you can do is a little triplet. It is at the start of the second half of the B part. Right here, this is the halfway point, and you're just going to do a triplet. And I like to slur out of my triplets. I am very aware that not everybody does that. It's not a super traditional thing to do, but I like to slur out of those triplets. So you can go ahead and do that if you like that. Okay, I think we're ready to try the whole thing. If you remember how the A part goes, it's the back and forth section. So let's just give this a shot. I can't hear how you guys are all doing, unfortunately, but yeah, write me some comments if you want anything different than what we're doing here. I hope you're doing okay. Okay, so back to the beginning. 2 A's, 2 B's. We're going to keep it slow this first time. Make sure we grab everybody who's playing along, and we'll stop and see how things are going. Okay, same speed. Ready, go. Stay up there. Triplet. Legos. Connectors. Repeat. Go up. Stay there. Triplet. Legos. Woohoo! Okay, I saw while we were playing there that Puck made a comment. She said, still here. And I realized that everybody could have left and I wouldn't even know. It's kind of a sad thing to think about. But I'm glad that at least Puck is still here. Made it through the tune. Okay, so we're going to try it faster now. If you are not ready to go faster, I would advise not trying to go faster. It's better to get it slow, get it in your fingers, rather than creating bad habits. But if you're ready to try it faster, let's go ahead and do that. If you're more of an advanced student, you want to start throwing in some bowing, some slurs, that's a good idea. And of course, we've got the ornamentation that we talked about as we went through that you can also start putting in there, as well as cuts. We didn't talk about any cuts, but there's tons of cuts that can go in here as well if you want to start experimenting with that. Okay, beginning. Whoops, just touched the plant. let's try it 2 times through. I think we can go ahead and do that. Might speed up a little bit on the second one if everything's going well. I'm just going to assume everything's going well. So we're going to speed up on the second one. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. Go faster? I hear somebody said they want to go faster. Okay, 1 time faster. If you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I saw somebody said slower. Sorry, is that Diane? Diane, are you D Mellow? Sorry for going so fast. I just got very excited. Okay, so I see somebody wants some extra stuff on bowings and cuts and stuff like that. I'm gonna do some other short videos on those topics. Today, obviously, we were planning to have Alistair, and so this is a bit of a change in plans. But I'm glad that you guys stuck around for the tune. And again, we're sorry that we lost Alistair. I'm not sure if it's the overloaded internet or something on our end or his end, but we're going to figure it out and hopefully keep going with our virtual learning series. In any case, I will keep teaching tunes both on the Tune Supply page and on my own personal YouTube. In fact, I'm teaching one on my YouTube tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. My YouTube is youtube.com/KaitYanna, CaitYanna. And if you come over there at 2 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be doing a tune. It's a really easy tune. I'm kind of focusing on the easy tunes on my channel. It's called Rakes of Mallow. So if you're on the beginner side, that'll be a great one for you to go see. Thank you guys again for bearing with us. We will work on our tech and keep going. We really want to bring different artists' teaching styles to Tune Supply. So we'll keep going on that. In the meantime, sign up for the mailing list so we can update you if there are any big changes to the plan. And otherwise, I will see you soon, hopefully tomorrow or on the virtual session on Monday. Thanks again for being here. Bye-bye.